Hello, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Kilmarnock 2, Rangers 3 in a strange game at Rugby Park. Join myself, Fox, back in the show as the one and only Billy Boy, and I'm sure we'll be joined by Fox later on. Evening, Billy.
Evening, my pal.
Thoughts, mate? Good, the bad and the ugly?
All three in the one, wasn't it? Typical Jekyll and Hyde Rangers performance yet again, mate. But we got the 3 points.
Again, we made it hard for myself. We've got to turn on that possession and all the on that forward play. We've got to turn into more goals, mate. Yeah, so we can relax. And we made it hard for the last 5 minutes when there was no need.
I agree, Ox. Our ball retention in games is unquestionable, mate. But we should be making even the chances we do create, mate. We should be scoring a lot more than what we do score.
It changes the whole game. Okay, yep. We'll go to the start of the game. We had a warning. They put a corner in, and John McLaughlin was in no man's land in a free kick. I don't know what he was up to. I don't know what the defence was up to. I don't know what his positioning was. And it ended up 1-0 down. Their centre back, who wasn't a giant, puts in the net. Poor goal, Billy.
I concur, mate. I mean, it's one of the ones, buddy. You've got your centre halves in the 6-yard box. We've got guys screaming for John McLaughlin to come for cross balls, mate. And the boys get whipped into a dangerous area where I would say it was congested as well. But I'm looking for my two centre halves to try and clear that, or my goalkeeper to come out and just he doesn't need to catch it, Ox. All he has to do is punch it clear. You know what I mean? He's head and shoulders above everybody, and when he jumps, he's got the advantage of his arms as well to reach above incoming attackers, mate. So it was a shocking goal to us. Poor goal, mate.
As soon as he comes off his line and he's standing in no man's land, he becomes culpable in the goal. Yeah, there's other errors. We could have done better defending. But he's out the game, and if he stands in his goal, he catches it. So I thought it was poor for John, along with others I may add. So we didn't start, and you're thinking, oh, here are they going to get a second? And then slowly we get a foothold in the game, yeah.
I was after the goal. I mean, back to what we were saying there, with the Jekyll and Hyde Ox, the good, the bad, and ugly, or whatever you want to call it, mate. It's typical Rangers in there for some reason, mate. You know what I mean? What is it? Are we starting games well and no seeing it out right, or are we no starting games right, and then it's got to take us to go a goal down before we start to turn up for the game? You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but it's to me, mate. I mean, we can't criticise the manager for that by any means, right? Because he's told his players what he's wanting them to go out and do. Now, obviously, when he's telling them, when they go that white line, it's up to the players, mate. So it's up to the players to carry out the instructions for the manager.
Individual errors, he can't comprehend unless he's setting them up for that. So we lose the goal, we start playing well, and then we score a good goal. Good Bobby Tav doing the fashion Sakala. And then he comes in, and Alfredo Morelos comes in, and a decent striker's finish, mate.
That's so. We spoke about it pre-show, mate. get Alfie, get him off and running with the goals again. Typical striker. I think Andy Phillips spoke about it as well, mate. Strikers go on dry runs, and then they go out and they just get a couple of goals, mate, and they kick on again. It was good to see Alfie getting on the score sheet tonight. It was a nice pass, Fatav, and it was a clever wee run for Fashion down the right hand side, mate, and he put a nice cross. I actually played the ball in between the two. I thought between the centre half and their right back type thing, mate, and it was in between the two, and it was a typical striker's finish, mate. They're a dream new ones for your Rangers striker, or any striker for that matter.
Scores a goal, and then so we end up for one each. And we're playing okay at that time. I thought Kent was busy. I didn't enjoy Lundstrom or Arfield's performance or the whole piece tonight, mate. I didn't enjoy them at all. I don't think it's the surface. I'll put it down to the surface, and I'm being kind, mate.
I will.
So we get to the equaliser, and then we were pretty much controlling the game. They had a tactic, and I've got to be honest with you, the young boy was sent off. He could have been sent off in the first half. He'd already been booked, and I think it was Borner's jersey pulled back. It was a second yellow, and also, let's be honest, the dive he took when he got Morelos booked, he never touched him. Shocking play. So people have talked about that boy, if that's the kind of attitude he's got. No for me. So we start the second half, and we're doing all right, and another ball for Tav. Kent gets through. You think he should have maybe done a wee bit better. Ends up a bit of a mismatch, and the ball goes back to Kent. He has a good finish, mate, to make it 2-1.
He did, mate. Actually, when I seen him running through, I thought when he had his chance to head the shot, Ox, I thought the chance was away. I thought that was a chance gone, but the ball obviously broke back to him, mate, and he shaped us up as if he was going to curl it into the far corner, mate. But he's obviously spotted the keeper, got looking that way, and he slipped it inside him at his near post, mate. It was a great finish by Kent, and that's what we want to see after Ryan Kent, mate. We want to see. We talk about his numbers, mate, and that's the only way he's got to get his numbers up, by putting the ball in the back of the net and creating chances. All
right, so we get to the second goal, and then there's a sending off, and I've got to be honest with you, mate, it could have been a straight red, never mind a yellow.
I do not know what the laddie is complaining about, Ox. If he looks that back, or any football-minded person looks that back, I mean, they were booing Big Burn after it, the loonies. So if they look at that back and they see that, they'll know that guy has let his team down. He's let his team down, the fans down, the club's down, because he's hurt Borner right on the throat with his elbow, mate. It's a straight red card, never mind a second yellow, mate. And as you said there, prior to the couple of questions we were blaring about there, mate, he was lucky to stay in the park, because even after he got booked in the first half, mate, and the one he got Morelos booked for absolutely nothing was incredible, mate. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he'll need to go and have a look at himself in the mirror. But it's a red card all day long. Never mind as a yellow, as I said, it's a straight red all day long, mate. The boy's no complaints.
Here. So we then goes and gets the third, a decent move. The ball goes out, and Morelos scores a goal. A nice finish, and that's us 3-1 up, and coasting, mate, and had chances to make it 4-1 opposition. I'm sorry, opportunities.
Yep.
To make even more chances to go and win the game more comfortably, because they were dead. Mm-hmm. And then the last 5 minutes was just stopped playing, too casual and ball attention, no going forward enough, too negative, inviting teams in tappies, silly stuff. And then they scored out of nothing. Bad play by Borner, and I actually think John McLaughlin could have done better when I seen it back. I've only seen it twice. And then we're panicking for the last couple of minutes when we should have been 4 or 5-1 up, mate.
I know, mate. I said that. I know. I says, here we go. I couldn't believe it. I said to the big man, I says, we're needing we need another goal here just to kill this game here, and then we get the goal, we look comfortable, we're cruising, creating the chances. They're down to 10 men. Everyone's all happy and rosy, and then they get a goal from nowhere, and then I wouldn't say the panic button got hot, but it was started to do all the silly sloppiness again, the stupid things, no picking up runners. You know what I mean? It's back to the old Jekyll and Hyde performance again, mate, and it's individual errors yet again, that's cost us, mate.
Yeah, well, somebody asked me to look at a stat, how many goals we've lodged when James Sands is on the park. I don't want to look at it because I don't think it'll be nice. Anyway, you know that the goal was his fault, but he just happened to be on the park. Anyway, I think Fox has popped in, get his thoughts quickly, mate, see what he thinks. All right, mate?
Evening, lads.
Evening, Fox, pal.
Well, that was quite a surprising game for me. I don't think any has expected Kilmarnock to push forward straight away and put us under pressure, created a few chances and eventually scored for me. I thought, typical of what's happening at the moment. But I think we get back into the game when McInnes, being the defensive manager as he is, reverted back to a five at the back, mate, which has allowed us to get some control in the midfield in the first half. I thought, like Bully, we were sloppy in passing, and I thought we created very little. The Morelos goal got us level, but that was about all I would say about the first half. Second half, we had total control, should have scored about 6, but we lacked the killer instinct, mate. And it's been showing up in the last few games that I've watched, where we get ourselves in great positions and good chances and fail to kill off teams. We got to 3-1 and sat back and thought, that's that done. And then a goal for nothing. And as you rightly said, we panicked. And panic we did, mate. I was sitting here with everything crossed, mate, that they didn't snatch a late equaliser, and Kyle Lafferty nearly provided that. Overall, some really good bits of football in the game, but some awful, dreadful passing at times as well.
The guys that frustrated me tonight were Lundstrom and Arfield, mate, because of where they play, mate. There was good, the bad, and the ugly, as I said at the start of the day. Lundstrom, when people were making runners, he just slows the game down. And I don't think he looked comfortable on the surface, Fox.
I would agree with that. I thought he was dreadful in the first half. I thought Arfield was non-existent for me. I said in the pre-match show that I wondered where creativity was going to come from. But them getting down to 10 men allowed us that wee bit of space to create the goals. Alfie, I thought, would have a torrid time against probably 3 central defenders, but he made room for himself and finished his goals well.
It was unlucky not your hat-trick, Fox. It was a real good save, low down for a big keeper. I think he's about 6'5", get down to stop him getting a hat-trick, low down.
I agreed with that, mate, and I thought Tillman should have scored as well. In fact, there was a few chances, too many to mention in that second half, and as I say, we lack the killer instinct to put teams to bed completely. Then we should sit back and relax. 3-1, okay, it's a comfortable enough score, but that one goal back, and as I said, we did panic, mate.
Okay, if it's all right with you two gentlemen, well, gentlemen and Billy, get the phone lines open, yeah?
Aye, get the Bears on, mate.
Give us a phone, give us your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. I thought that phone in, speak to our reception, and we'll bring it in the call. It's easy, and I hope you enjoy it. Fox, Billy, I thought I say there was some good at times. Fashion done some good things. Morelos with his 2 goals. Kent at times played well. And then, they all showed, they 3. But I thought the backup for the midfield tonight was very, very poor.
Aye, the midfield was the midfield let us down tonight, mate. Especially when I thought Scott Arfield. What you see with Scott Arfield is what you get, Fox. He'll no hide, but he runs. But he never contributed nothing to in my opinion, tonight, mate. He didn't contribute nothing to the overall team performance, mate. And Big Lundstrom, Fox, it was all slow, and that's when it starts to break down in the midfield for us. When I noticed as well, there were a couple of times Fashion had made a run and Ryan Kent had made a run, and they made good, nice wee runs into the channel, mate. And as it was crying out for just a wee ball dink to the top or a wee ball at the outside of their foot, played round the outside of the full back, mate, and let them spin off. You know what I mean? And it got stopped and it got all pedestrian. The ball gets stopped and then they go back to the centre halves and knock it about, and it all goes sideways. And it lets other teams time. It gives them time to sit in, mate. You know what I mean? So our midfield I thought was poor in the first half, mate.
Fox, no, but summed that game up tonight. 3 incidents for Ryan Kent.
I would agree. There was times
there was a one right in the start of the second half when he ran through and I think he could have done. He chose to pass it to Sakala, passed it right out of the pitch. Then when we go to the second goal, he's through and a touch, which wasn't a great touch, took him a wee bit wide. He put it across to Nate, and then it come back to him. Then the good was when he scored the goal. That was the good, the bad, and the ugly, and he wasn't alone tonight. And I thought he had a reasonable game, but I'm just saying that sums us up just now, mate.
Aye, Ryan, as I was going to say, Ryan carries the ball well, but his final passes always seems to be lacking. His judgment and the pace of the ball, the one with Sakala, mate, was shocking. In the second half, where he overplayed it as well, he could have put Sakala in, and that might have killed half the game there and then. But he had also his good moments in the game. For me personally, mate, I thought the two centre halves distribution with the ball was good tonight. I thought the midfield get swamped early. 2 against 5 in there was always going to look bad. Up front, I think Morelos took his goals well. So all in all, as you say, a kind of Jekyll and Hyde performance.
I agree. We'll be joined by Robert. Evening, Robert.
Oh, that was quick, Oxshare. Good evening.
Evening, Robert. Listen,
evening, Billy. Evening, Mr. Fox. I've got to say, see that guy on the phones, Technical Terry? He's a pure gentleman, by the way. How you don't get mail like that on the show, Oxshare? He's a pure gentleman. He's a natural to talk to.
We're all nice guys on the show, Robert.
If I found out he was good, Robert, talking to people on the phones, he'd be sacked.
Hey, listen, Fox, it's a breath of fresh air to hear you on the show tonight, mate. I've always said it to all my pals. We don't get enough of you on the show, mate. You need to start coming on the show more often, if you don't mind me saying, because your points are valid. And it's not just because you're like me, you're a James Henry Tavernier fan. I just like to listen to you, pal. But anyway, guys, listen. I mean, I'm reading the feed tonight and I'm listening to Rangers fans' comments, and you think once again, what is it with the Rangers fans? We're so hard to please. You think we'd lost that game tonight when I read some of the feeds and some of the comments and all that? Right, we know we're not the finished article. We know we need new players. We know some players have to go, and we know we don't all back the board or Ross Wilson, etc. But come on, Michael Beale's come in there and he's doing a good job and he's doing the best he can. When you think all the players he's missing, Hadji, Lawrence, Hollander and who else he's all missing, and the Rangers were out there and won the night. You know what, Oxshare? First 15 minutes were all over the place, But then we came into the game, and I'll tell you one thing, see in the second half, I thought for at times in that second half, we played some lovely one-touch football, and I was proud of us on that football, on that horrible park.
Robert, my criticism would be that when we've got them pen back for about half an hour, mate, and we've got to bury teams, mate, so the pressure's off us. Because goals change games, and if we get the fourth goal there he's going to do further, then you might go in and win 5 or 6, Robert. Because the game becomes easier for you.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I was sitting at Hampden on Sunday with my son Gary, and I turned around and I said to him, Gary, when we got the second one, we came our roof, and then we just done the usual laziness, sat back, passed the ball. If we want to see out the game, right, manage it. As Michael Beale says, manage the game. But you know what? We're Rangers. We don't want to just manage the game. We want to go forward and get that other. And you're totally right what you're saying there. We're 3-1 up the night, and the usual take the feet off the gas. And why not go for it? To see that point, Oxford, I don't know if you agree with me here or not. I thought we were playing some lovely football.
Some decent stuff. I thought Kent showed his touches, and
he came into the game.
Morelos came into the game and fashion. Being fashions, always involved and looking hungry, and Scotty was making runs. I just don't think him and John Lundstrom looked comfortable on that surface, mate.
No, but going to answer this one because my Gary disagreed with me. What was your honest opinion on Glenn Kamara tonight?
I thought Glenn always looked classy on the ball. I thought in the first half he was one of our better players, but he never really created a lot as the game went on.
No, listen, see, I agree. Once again, I agree with you. But I thought he actually had a decent game tonight. I thought he had quite a good game tonight. But he needs to do more. He's more like a robot. See, Glenn Kamara, he's more like, and he frustrates me. See, Alfie's get letters on this phone. He's got passion, right? He'll put elbows in, he'll go about it. And that stupid book he got was terrible, right? But Alfie's got passion. Glenn Kamara's more like a robot. He just wants to do the simple thing, and that frustrates me. And I think it frustrates Rangers fans because he could have so much more to his game because he has a good football player.
I don't know if you agree. I'll go to Fox and Billy. I just like to see Glenn carry the ball forward and make things happen there. Neither the opposition goal. Fox, I think he's got it in his locker, but he's got to do it more regular. Fox and Billy.
I kind of agree. I think Glenn Kamara is a strong tackler. He works hard. But his creativity goes, mate, I wouldn't put him top of the class. But I thought in the second half, like Robert, he got involved in the game, linked up well with Borner a few times, who I thought had a terrific second half. I know they were down to 10 men, but I thought Borner bombed up and down that wing. And he put some good balls into the box, but also balls that were far too long. But Kamara, I like Glenn Kamara, mate. I really do.
I thought he was the best of the pre-midfielders, Billy.
Aye, I'm with you on this one too, Robert. Glenn Kamara he can frustrate the life out of you at times because he has got so much more to offer. I mean, he's got a lovely balance on the ball. His feet are like lightning when he's got the ball. He's no fear to take the football in tight areas of the park. He's got lovely control. He's got legs. He's got a bit of vision as well. I would like to see him just... I don't know if it's maybe belief. He's not got enough belief in himself to go and do what he wants to do in the game, mate. I don't know if it's that or no. But I'd like to see him as well, Robert. I'd like to see him... trying to cut teams open with a clever pass or you know what I mean. Sometimes he's wee nice trickery fancy football. Sometimes he does it in the wrong areas. If that makes any sense, he's doing it in deep positions in the midfield when you want him to do the wee fancy tricks and steppers and with his quick feet in the final third of the park, mate. I think that's where Glenn Kamara could really be a better Glenn Kamara of himself, as of himself. Sorry if that makes any sense, mate.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I came up talking about Ox.
Billy, can I be honest, right?
Yep.
I think Glenn Kamara's problem is, right, it's time he needs to move on. And you know yourself, in the past, and Laudrup was my hero, and I never wanted Laudrup to leave my club because he was my ultimate, the best football player I've ever seen in the blue shirt. But time, you have to move on, right? And I think that's what's the problem with Glenn Kamara. Not just him, Alfie as well, and maybe Kent, although I'm kind of starting to draw myself into wanting to keep Ryan Kent, right? But guys like Glenn Kamara and Alfie, they've done it brilliant. 50 grand Glenn Kamara. You cannot knock that, right? No matter what you think about him, he's a lazy player, you think this or that about him. He's done a fantastic job for us, right? 55, it was unbelievable. Europe, he always seems to stand out. PSV, I'll give you a wee one there, right? But I think it's maybe time Glenn Kamara moved on. And I'm hoping the Rangers do the right thing and get top dollar. Don't be giving him away for 2 million, 3 million. Get top dollar. Try and get that 10, 12 million pounds, because that's what he is. When he's on his game, he's a 10, 12, whatever million pounds. And I'm fed up with my club wanting to let players go to cheap and all that. But it's maybe his time. Guys like him just move on, Oxford.
I mean, we'll see what it takes us. I thought it was the best out of the three midfielders the night, Fox. And he had a lovely nutmeg out in the corner flag, didn't he? I don't know if you noticed that, Fox.
I did see that, mate. I was the better of the three midfielders. Can't disagree with that. But what else can you say, mate? I would really like to hear the opinions of the boys that were at the game tonight. On the telly, you get a different feel for things, mate.
You're right back. Give us a phone, 0141356 1972. You're travelling back in the car or a bus. It'd be good to hear from them, Fox, wouldn't it?
Aye, and it's very easy to sit and watch the telly and criticise, mate, but you don't get a right feel of the game unless you're there, you know.
I'll tell you what I thought tonight, and I don't know if it was me alone, that between now and the summer, the start of next season, we're going to have to sign a goalie. Billy?
Yep, definitely. We spoke about this, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. In fact, it's been one of the topics for the boys in the panel, mate, and some of the topics for the cause. I've asked for a new goalie. I said when I got asked about it, mate, that we would go with McGregor and McLaughlin till the end of the season. But in my opinion, mate, if we get a goalkeeper, we need to be throwing the net far and wide here and looking for a keeper, and not just one, mate. If these two keepers, obviously Alan McGregor's not got to be there, I wouldn't imagine so anyway. So we need if we're not got to give the young laddie a chance, we need two keepers. We need two keepers, mate, in the summertime, in my opinion.
We'll see what it takes us, but no offence, I don't want to criticise anybody too much on that pitch, but go the piece, I just we played them for a reason, crossbars, and we lost the goal, Robert. We could have lost two. We could have lost one before that, but it wasn't great near us, so I don't know, maybe he's gone, maybe he needs a move, as you've just said about other players, Robert.
Yeah, Ox, I'm kind of glad you brought the point up. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't, because I don't want to go on the rant. Rangers, God, Woods, Gorham, Kloss, Naemi, even at a certain point, Big Vacaris. We've always had cracking goalkeepers, always had cracking goalkeepers way back in the 60s and all that as well. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, but see the night, I was chatting for John McMullen to get in there, because it frustrates me. Alan McGregor never comes off his line. When there's balls into the 6-yard box and he never does, right? So I was thinking, Kilmarnock's a big team, play McLaughlin, the way you did against Dundee United, etc. And he flapped all the place. But at the same time, I've got to be honest with you, McGregor's finished as well. McGregor, he cost us a league last year, I'm sorry. His mistakes last year, brilliant in Europe, fantastic in Europe, but see, domestically last season, he cost us a lot of points, and it's the same this season. Some of the shots that comes in, and he's stoning, he watches the ball go by him, he's too slow. He's been a wonderful goalkeeper for us, but he's finished, and McLaughlin's no. McLaughlin's not the answer. And see, to be honest with you, although we've not seen him and the manager says we're going to see him, I don't think McCrory is either. I think we need to go out there and do what Rangers have done in the past and get a top-class goalkeeper.
Talking about people on the answer, we've been joined by old Davy.
Hello, guys. How are we?
All right, mate.
Evening, David.
Yeah, you're fine. Great to hear you, Robert. Very happy tonight. And I don't get the negativity coming to a lot of you because that, I think, is the best we've played on that crap park for a long time. And a lot of us are forgetting what kind of shift they put in on Sunday. And I thought that was I just thought it was smelly bum time, right? But that's fine. But you can't criticise. You could go around this guy and say Barisic should have tackled the guy better. His Martin is debatable. But you can't criticise that team after what they'd done on Sunday. I mean, look at Aberdeen. Look what that game took out of them.
I'm interested.
They got a great result tonight.
If our goalie, who never played on Sunday, makes a mistake for a first goal and we could have been 2-0 down, I'll criticise on here. When Borna Barisic doesn't get tight to make sure we see the goal out, I'll criticise. Yeah. And when we're two midfielders and one of them hardly played on Sunday, the two of them never completed the 120 minutes, couldn't pass the ball sometimes 10 yards, I'll criticise. But within that, there was good play. Fox?
I mean, as far as I know, the rules say that other teams are allowed to score goals. I thought the two Kilmarnock goals were fair goals and a good header and a good strike, mate. Things happen. There's six defenders ox in front of the goalkeeper.
Watch where Bergoglio was, mate. Watch where he was, mate.
Well, you could say the same about the Kilmarnock goalkeeper, mate. Where was he when our goals get scored? Sometimes goalkeepers make terrific saves and you can appreciate them, but most times it's just running them all. A good goal's a good goal, doesn't matter who scored it. And that second goal for Kilmarnock, if we'd have scored that, we'd all be raving about it.
And again, what's Borna doing, being 2 yards back behind the centre halves and being no close enough to the guy that he's meant to be marking? It's an error, Fox.
Yeah.
It's errors, mate, but the team we're playing against make errors as well. Every team makes errors.
Correct.
I don't disagree with that, but that was that type of the game, but you've got to be switched on and make sure you see the game out and not make it hard for yourself. Look, I was delighted with the result. I was delighted with the 3 goals we scored. I thought we played some decent stuff. Either side of their sending half. The start of the game, first 15 minutes we weren't great, and let's be honest, Robert, the last 5 minutes we weren't great neither.
Exactly, but you know yourself, you've been watching Rangers as long as me, Oxford. Maybe not quite as long. I'm 50 odd years, right? And you're maybe 20 odd years, so I'll give you that, right? I know you'll like me saying that. But no, listen, seriously, that's what Rangers do. That's what Rangers do. They've done it all my life, and I've been going to I'm 57, and I've been following Rangers for over 50 years, and I've never seen it any differently. That's what the day is. The day is. But you know what? Right, fair enough. The first 15, 20 minutes, we were all over the place. You've got to admit it. Maybe that was them trying to adapt to that football park because it's a horrible pitch, right? But then we came on it again, and I'll be honest with you, I thought, see the second half, and Morelos now, I've slagged Morelos, right, and because I cannot understand a player that doesn't try for my team. It pulls on that blue shirt, and I give all that money, and 50,000 fans, and hundreds of millions of fans give a bit to Rangers Football Club. I can't understand how somebody doesn't try, and I've seen that against St Mirren and other games for him. But I thought tonight, I'll be honest, I'll take it up. Man of the match tonight was Alfredo Morelos, in my opinion, right? So I will say that, right? And I'm happy with that result tonight. I'm happy with the result. I thought in the second half, Oxford, especially for about 20 minutes we played well. we're not getting this 75, 80 minutes performance. But hopefully we'll see signs tonight with the one-touch football under Michael Beale. It's coming. And look at the players we have got missing. There's no other team in Britain apart from Liverpool who've got as many players missing as top quality players missing as Glasgow Rangers. And maybe you're Chelsea expecting to.
Maybe Chelsea.
Maybe right. You've got a point here. Maybe Chelsea. But look at that. You've got to take all that into consideration, Oxford. Oxford, you tell me if we had Connor Golson, Hadji, Tom Lawrence, and Hollander, etc., and Shooter. Do you think we'd be 9 points behind Baru? I don't think so. If we had all these players playing for the start of the season.
Good shape, mate.
So that's what annoys me, Oxford. That's what, honest, Oxford, that's what frustrates me. So Rangers, let's get behind our team. And I'm the biggest negative guy you can ever meet in the world because I've got the passion.
You're not the biggest negative guy. You might be the most negative, but you're not the biggest.
Because I just love my club, right? I'll be honest with you, right? I'll put my cards on the table here. I love Rangers Football Club more than I love life, and I just want them to succeed. And hopefully we will get there. And we'll win the Scottish Cup. We'll beat that lot in the League Cup final, because they're nothing great. I watched their game this Saturday and I've never watched them.
Take a breath, Robert.
Right, I will. I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right, mate. Davey, I take everything you say on board, and I think they're very good comments, mate.
Sorry?
I take everything you've said on board. I think they're fair comments.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel we can be overcritical at times. You know, because, I mean, you look at the transition that we're going through and where we are, and we're talking about ACTs the other night. What would you rather have? What kind of result would you have if you wanted a, hypothetically, a win in the night or a cup? Well, there's the first one up, and I'm over the moon with that, because that is one hard place to go to. And you could tell as the night was going on that people were slipping all over the place. So they come out with the points. We're into the Saturday, and I think we're heading smashingly in the right direction.
Billy, his record's very good, isn't it? Michael Beale, you can't argue with it. Obviously, I'm saying that we want to score more goals. We know we're not playing brilliant, but there is improvement.
Of course there is, mate. Of course there is. It says that in the results we've got, mate. I mean, we all want the perfect performance, mate. That's all we want. But we've got to remember as well, it's all about getting the points as well, mate, by hook or crook. And see, sometimes as well, Davey, I mean, I think it's down to, there's a difference between doom and gloom type thing and being constructive. Right, now if it's constructive criticism, then I'm all for that, mate. You know what I mean? But I get where you're coming from with certain negative comments and that, mate, because they're out there. It's not just on the show, mate. You see it all on social media all the time.
Yeah,
but
what
I have picked up on, Davey, I don't know about yourself. I listened to Tav's comments on one of his interviews. I think it was prior to the game there at the weekend, and I picked up and I couldn't believe what he was said. And he was using, if we go and do this and if we do that, right? I'm saying to myself, you shouldn't be saying that, skipper. You're a captain of your team. You should be making sure that doesn't happen. You should be saying, we are going to go out and do this, and we will do this. You know what I mean? So if they've got that if mentality, then that's down to bad concentration, not being switched on, belief in yourself. You know what I mean? That all falls into that category, and that's what happens, and then that leads to individual errors. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Davey.
I can take what you're saying there. I mean, we've all got our opinions, but I just feel that at times I believe in it's a winning points game, and so far we've not done much wrong.
No, listen, mate, I agree with you 110%, mate, and we were only 5 minutes away from having a perfect report card if we'd have seen the game out against Celtic.
Billy.
You know what I mean? So, yep.
Billy,
yep. On you go, mate.
Steve Jane Tavernier came out the morning and said, we are going to win the League Cup. We are going to win the league. What criticism do you think he would get? What criticism do you honestly think he would get?
No, I'm not see, there's a difference. I'm not talking about James Tavernier. I like Tav, by the way, I like Tav, right?
No, I'm just picking up what you're saying.
What I'm saying is,
captain.
Right, lads, right, stop. He's a right. Remember, this is a post-match show. We're talking about big.
Sorry.
Right. Davey, just getting back to your point. If I come on here and said that I thought our goal had done well for the first goal, what would you say to me?
Sorry, but I missed that there.
If I said that if our goal had done well for the first goal, I wouldn't be saying what I actually
you're right. Yeah, I know that, but you're picking me up in the wrong term of criticism. I'm not saying that we can't criticise. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying where we are at the moment.
We've got to critique.
Yeah, I just don't see there's any point for negativity at the moment.
We've got to critique the performance, Dave. It's a post-match show. It's about the game. We couldn't say we played well for 90 minutes because we didn't.
I agree with you. I understand that. Yeah,
so we've got to try and be as fair and subjective as we can. Yeah, everybody sees football slightly different. Foxy boy.
Aye, everybody does, but sometimes it's hard doing a show straight after a game where people act the way they're feeling at the time, mate, and sometimes criticism is over the top. And then the next day, when they read the press report saying that they're not as bad as it was, and they mellow out a wee bit, as far as I'm concerned. But straight after a game, mate, everybody's out for blood. They expect us all. I'm being kind of thingy here, but we're only Manchester City, mate. We've got a load of decent professional players who try their best and most of the time get the 3 points. Sometimes in games, players have off nights. Like every one of us have off days at their work. And it's just the way football is in Scotland.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Right. Who was man of the match for you, Robert? Quickly.
Alfredo Morelos.
All right. Billy? Billy?
Ryan Kent for me, mate.
Davey?
I'll go with Robert. I thought the wee guy won his best games for a while. I'll go with Morelos.
I'll be really interested to hear Fox. I thought Tav had a good game as well. Fox?
I thought both fullbacks had decent games, mate. I thought they carried out their roles in the team well tonight. And what more can you say about them? You know?
Man of the match.
Man of the match, Fox.
Man of the match for me. Alfie for his goals, but overall in the whole game, I thought the back two were good, mate. Although they lost 2 goals.
Come on, Oxtair. Don't sit in the fence.
I think the best player we had on show tonight was Ryan Kent.
Is that your man of the match?
He scored 2 goals. You're there or thereabouts, but I'll go for the best player on show tonight. I thought was Ryan Kent.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
But what are you making of the slight tactics? You've seen Borner and you've seen James Tavernier a lot higher up than they were. That's basically the tweak that he's done. It's the same shape, but he's brought Kent and Sakala can come inside, go outside if they want, and then the fullbacks go into the space if they come inside. Alfie drops deep and they go into the holes. So, I mean, it's no rocket science, Robert, but it seems more positive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I like, see, for about 20 minutes that second half, we pressed them, but we don't do that enough, folks. Why don't we press them for the first minute? And I know you can't do that for 90 minutes, but I don't think at the start of the game we've done that. But see, at the start of the second half for 20 minutes, I thought we pressed them, and I liked the way Ryan Kent was playing, and I liked the way Morelos was playing. But we don't do that. We don't do that enough. In the first half, you've got to be honest. The first half, you just said Morelos and Kent were poor. Lundstrom and Arfield were nowhere to be found. But actually came on a wee bit better in the second half. So no, I like what Michael Beale's doing, guys. I like what Michael Beale's doing. And you know what? I'm a delighted bear tonight, because that's not a hard place to go, and it's at that surface. The Rangers won 3-2, and I'm delighted with that.
I'm going to bring in my grass expert just for a few questions, Fox. I know you've done a bit of gardening in your time, right? There was 3 games played tonight in Scotland, and 1 called off. 2 in grass, 1 in an artificial park, and another one that's meant to be all weather was called off. Scottish football at its best, eh?
The whole outlook for me of Scottish football. If you watched the start of the broadcast tonight, the 2 teams come out of a shed. I mean, a lot of Rangers supporters on social media have got better sheds at the back of their gardens, mate. And then the camera is based to look on the Kilmarnock supporters, which is empty. Empty. What sort of picture does that paint of Scottish football?
It wasn't the only empty stadium. There was an empty stadium not far from Robert's house in Order.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't watch that much.
Mm-hmm. Aye, but Scottish football is best, Davey, yeah? Frozen pitch.
Aye.
On an all-weather pitch.
That's just where we are at the moment. I would just like to put a wee shout in tonight for Sakala. I thought that wee guy run his guts out.
He was
outstanding.
Here.
He was one of our better players of the piece, mate. It just never fell for him to get a goal, you know.
Well, he made one, but...
Aye, he made one, aye. He did, mate, he did. I like Sakala. There's something about him. Billy?
I thought the wee man done the business tonight again, mate. The only thing he didn't do was, to top off his performance, was put the ball in the back of the net, mate. He had an assist. His work rate is different class, mate. He will not stop moving. He's always constantly on the go, mate, and he's always trying to make things happen. Sometimes it comes after him, sometimes it doesn't. But one thing he does give you, mate, he gives you 110% every time he pulls on that jersey. And I'll tell you, by the way, see the last 3 or 4 games under Michael Beale, I thought it's definitely, I would have thought that, just my own opinion, like, I thought Fashion Sakala has been in the top 3 performers in the last 3 or 4 games, mate, in a Rangers jersey, definitely, mate.
Arguably our most consistent performer since Beale came in, but obviously Kent's improved. Morelos, do you think he's getting fitter? Is he playing games, Fox?
No, I think he's came to our rescue at times, mate. He's the only centre forward that has had to perform, whether he was fit or not. A lot of people are saying him and Kent have threw the towel in because they think they're leaving at the end of the season. Alfie could easily, when he was injured, mate, just down tools completely and no played at all. I think he's put in decent shifts for us, although not playing particularly well. At least he has the guts to go out there and lead the line at Ibrox, mate.
Insiders know only the insiders know the real story, really, Robert. Talking about insiders, might be a bit of news tomorrow, Robert.
Oh, hopefully I'll share, because I'm, like all Rangers fans out there, supporters, I'm frustrated. This is the 18th of January. We've still not got a signing in next year. I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a wee bit worried because I heard Michael Beale saying something the other day about if we don't get them now, the ones that we want will definitely get them this summer. Oxford, we cannot let the swindle shut without signing 2 or 3 players, because if we want to win the 2 cups, I mean, we need to be positive. We need to sign 2 or 3 quality players to come into our team and give that squad a lift, because that squad needs a lift, and we need to sign players between. Because I'm disappointed. I'll be honest with you, pal. I'm disappointed if we don't bring MD in. They're cheating us, because we pay all our money to go and watch the Rangers. We pay my gears, etc. We pay this, we pay that. If they can't give us some players, that's disappointing. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's
not good enough.
Maybe they could be like buses, Robert. You never know. Anyway, last word for your good self, Davy.
Yes, I would like to put a caller's request in. I think Fox should be on the show more, because he's very, very positive in his comments.
Couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more.
And thank you for having me, as usual.
I think it's the first time you've talked any sense ever.
I can see that all the time, you. And God bless the Glasgow Rangers. Good night, guys.
Here.
We love old Davy, Billy. We love old Davy.
He's a great old guy, great caller, mate. They're all the callers that come on, they're all fantastic callers, mate. It doesn't matter if we agree with them or we don't agree with them, mate. That's what it's all about. It's all about opinions and giving the great Rangers supporters a platform to come on and express themselves. That's what it's all about, mate.
Yeah, but sometimes, Robert, it's a self-help group, isn't
it? Definitely. And my last verse tonight, Oxford, is I was walking down the road tonight with my son at 4 o'clock, and it was freezing cold, and I said to him, Gary, see the 7,000, whatever it is, that goes down to Ayrshire the other night, they're Rangers fans. That's what you call proper Rangers fans in this freezing cold weather. And do you know what, Oxford? A big shout out to the Rangers fans down at Kilmarnock tonight. Do you know what, guys? You girls, you make us all proud. Well done.
Yeah, and by the way, the economics of Scottish football is mental. He's another 5,000, get the run for taking their money.
Exactly.
Players. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't get it. Hate themselves to death. Last word of the evening, the one and only. Yes, the one and only. The star of Rangers Radio, the Fox.
Well, when we started tonight, it was 3 points and up the road. And here we are after the game with 3 points and up the road. I'm happy, and I think most of the travelling support will be happy. Good night.
Cheers. Thanks to Davy. Thanks to Robert. Thanks to Billy. And once again, thanks to Fox. Old School Blue for doing the technical, supported by Fox. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. And you never know. You never know. There might be some movement tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Blue.